Financial Survival Network, helping you to survive and thrive in the new economy. Get our complimentary newsletter at financialsurvivalnetwork.com. This is the Financial Survival Network.
Hi, it's Kerry Lutz. I recently decided to move my retirement account into physical precious metals to hedge against the coming times. If you want to move an existing retirement account into physical precious metals that you can hold in your hand, tax-free, there's no company that can do it more quickly and efficiently than Regal Assets. It took them just 24 hours to open my new IRA account, and all I had to do was fill out one simple form. The best part is that Regal Assets does all the work for you. They cover the setup and administrative costs for 2013. If you're interested in making the same move I did, call 855-678-6620, 855-678-6620. That's 855-678-6620, or visit them at regalassets.com. You'll be glad you did, and tell them Kerry sent you. You are listening to the FinancialSurvivalNetwork.com. I'm Kerry Lutz on 1230 WBZT. It's November 4th, 2013. It's time for Mickey Fulp's Major Market Monthly Review. Mickey, how are you?
Well, other than the fact that my team finished second in the World Series, I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah, well, you know, they made it to the big game, but they just couldn't make it all the way. What can you do?
Well, there's only one winner, so we still finished better than 28 of other Major League Baseball teams, so I have to be happy with that.
You got to be happy with that, and I would have preferred to have seen the Cardinals win, the team that did win, my least favorite team, not so much because of them, but because of the caliber of the fans in that town, but I'll leave it at that. I don't want to get hate mail.
New Yorker, Kerry.
Yeah, partly because of a New Yorker, you know. Spent a lot of my life in New York and just can't get it out of me, I'm afraid. But hey, that's where the big action happened last month in the stock market, right?
Oh, that is certainly true. I know we sound like a broken record here, but in the U.S. we had higher highs across the board again, with the Dow up almost 3%, hit an all-time record. S&P 500 all-time record up 4.5%. NASDAQ continues to push up 4%. Russell 2000 all-time record at 1,100 up 2.5%. Toronto Stock Exchange made a nice recovery or a nice bounce, up almost 5%. But it's still 12% off its May 2008 high. I think we can attribute that to its skewed nature toward commodities. Venture Exchange was up 2%, but it is really just back to its pre-summer doldrums level. And finally, in markets, we have the Emerging Market Index up again, almost 5%, and that's probably positive news out of China once again.
It's amazing what freshly printed fiat currency can do for stock markets when you do it. When you print enough of it, it's going to lift every market.
This is very true, and I'll finish our interview with a little diatribe about that.
And then we go to our metals, and not a terrible story, but not like the stock market.
No, the precious metals, gold was flat, but it did go once again to one of these dips. It hit as low as 1273 over the month. It's made a $40 or $50 rebound off of that low by the end of the month. The other precious metals, silver, platinum, and palladium, up 2 to 3% over the month. Our ratios: gold silver still at 60, platinum to gold 1.1, platinum to palladium still less than 2, gold to WTI with the drop in WTI, which we'll talk about. You can now buy 13.7 barrels of oil for an ounce of gold. And finally, copper is just in this ho-hum holding pattern, and about all we can do is yawn and say it's the same old with copper.
Yeah, and then it's just been stuck there, like so many of the metals, just kind of just languishing. And then we go to our energy, where there was a real story there last month.
Well, WTI got hit really hard, down almost 6% over the month, down now to not much more than $96 a barrel. I think that's basically, Kerry, because Syria went away.
Yeah.
We don't hear anything about Syria lately.
Well, what's Syria? Isn't that someplace in the Middle East? Something's going on there, I think, right?
Yeah, exactly. Interestingly enough, Brent was flat over the month, so we saw this big drop in WTI. Brent was flat. Henry Hub gases gave back its gains from the month before. Now it's at 358 a million BTU. No one can make money at that price. Our ratios, we have Brent to WTI at a high not reached since April of 1.13. WTI to Henry Hub at 27. And then the sad story of the month, once again, is uranium. It's down back to its multi-year low at $34 and change, and with no good catalyst on the horizon that I can see.
Yep, nothing much happening there. And then we go to our currencies, and weakness in the dollar happening there, and interesting things going on.
Yeah, so the dollar index is pushing on the downside 80 once again. It's been quite a while since really the first of the year since we've seen levels this low. So with the euro, we're at the highest level since we've been tracking this. And then we have the newest index we track, and that's the U.S. 10-year Treasury bonds, and they seem to be up one month and down the next. Now they lost 3% for the month. It's all about this U.S. Fed's so-called policy of tapering, and while they undulate, or if you prefer, they vacillate or waver or even waffle, the gist of it is they're still exerting the bankster's will by yanking down the U.S. middle class as we zoom toward financial Armageddon, Kerry.
Yeah, there's no avoiding it, is there?
Just a matter of when it happens.
So be prepared. That's all you can do?
Just like a Boy Scout, Kerry, we have to be prepared.
On that note, mercenarygeologist.com, and we're going to be doing an energy special within the next week or so. We've got Dr. Frankenstein coming on. He's an experienced petroleum engineer who's active in the Bakken Shale. He's got a lot of information that you want to hear, because there's a lot of stuff going out that is just downright incorrect about the economics of drilling, the price of recovering a barrel of oil in the Bakken. It's going out. It's not correct. You need to hear from somebody who's actually up there doing the work. And Mickey's got a lot to say as well, don't you?
Well, I generally have quite a lot to say. Kerry, there's no doubt I like to talk. So I look very much forward to doing our energy interview in the next couple of weeks, and let me know when that's going to be.
All right, will do. And financialsurvivalnetwork.com. Sign up for the subscription. We got a good piece coming out on Obamacare in the next couple of days you don't want to miss. And Mercenary Geologist to track those stocks, because one day those dogs are going to have their day. Right, Mickey?
Every dog has its day, Kerry. It just matters how long that dog can live. So,
yeah, well, hopefully some of them will survive and will have their day. Thanks, Mickey.
Thanks a lot, Kerry.
Hey, if you're a coffee connoisseur like me, you need to try an amazing new roaster out of LA, Tonks Coffee. These guys are fanatical about delivering the best beans in the world. They source directly from the growers, roast it, and ship it to you within 24 hours, so it's the most fresh coffee you've ever tasted. Every 2 weeks, you get a new batch of incredible beans roasted to perfection. If you're hitting a cafe most mornings, this is a much better and more economical way to get great coffee. Tonks is by subscription only, and they're offering you a free sample. Use the URL tonks.org/liberty. That's TONX.org/liberty. Get some for yourself or send it to someone you know who appreciates the finer things. Tonks.org/liberty. Again, TONX.org/liberty.
The Financial Survival Network, helping you to survive and thrive in the new economy. Get our complimentary newsletter at financialsurvivalnetwork.com. This is the Financial Survival Network.